Hello, my rainbow. Today I'm going to read you a special book. A book that was one of my favorite books when I was in your age, when I was a young girl. This book didn't happen the story in this book didn't happen in America. It happened in far, far away country with the name Spain. And Spain, it's in Europe, and they speak Spanish there. And in Spain, they have a special sport that in that sport, instead of two groups of players that play against each other, like football, for example, or basketball, or volleyball, instead of that, they have a group of people that play against animals. And the animals are balls. So they fighting with each other. I know that it doesn't sound so nice to fight, but it's very hard to understand sometimes culture of different country. Anyway, in Spain, when they fight the animal, they train a special animal to be very aggressive, that they will want to fight them, that they will want to participate in this game. And this animal, this story, it's about a ball that didn't like to fight. But people want him to be something that he is not. And I want to tell you this story. I will tell you this story twice. The first part, I will tell you the story and show you the beautiful illustration of this book. And the second part, I will tell you the story and I will ask you to lay down, try to close your eyes and just listen to the story, and it will be your meditation time. So you will be quiet and just listen to that story without watching the picture in the story. Instead of it, imagine the picture in your head. So the first time, it's this story. Fredinand. You see the ball in the middle? Smiling. The story is written by Munro and the beautiful drawing, it's by Robert Lawson. And this is the story about Fredinand. Do you see the Fredinand? Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little boy and his name was Fredinand. All the other little boys he lived with would run and jump and bat their heads together. But not Fredinand. He likes to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. He had favorite spot out in the pasture under a oak tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. You see his mother coming to see him. Why don't you run and play with the other little balls and skip and bat your head? She would say. But Fredinand would shake his head. I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the year went by, Fredinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. All other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bull fight in Madrid. Madrid is a city in Spain. They want to be part of this sport. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in a very funny hat to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bull fights in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around, snorting and butting, leaping and jumping. So the men would think that they are very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care. So he went out to his favorite cork tree to sit down. Did he want to go to play this sport? No, he didn't care. He just went to his tree. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. And what do you think happens when somebody sits on a bumblebee? Well, if you were a bumblebee and a ball sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that is just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow! Did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. He was the largest and the fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bull fights in Madrid. You see how they happy? They saw that they find the right bull for them. So they took him away for the bull fight day in a cart. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing. Everybody was excited to the ball fights, to the game. Like here, people are excited when Badger has a game, when Green Bay Packer has game. They had a parade into the ball rings. Let's see what's happened here with the book. Second. First came the banderilleros with long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick in the ball and make him mad. Next came the picadoras, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick in the ball and make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bore to the ladies. He had a red cap and a sword and was supposed to stick the ball last of all. Then came the ball. And you know who that was, don't you? Do you know who is the ball that came? You see him? You're right. Fredinand. Fredinand ran into the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. Do you think that that's what he will do? What everybody expects him to do? But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flower in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled. And the banderilleros were mad, and the picadores were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cap and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. And for all I know, he is sitting there still under his favorite croc tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. The end. So now I will close this one and I will make you the second video with no picture, just listening to the sound of this story.